A 10-race card coming up at Sha Tin on Sunday afternoon. A mixed program with the 2 races on the all-weather and 8 on the turf. C+3 for the turf action. There might be some rain around at Sha Tin on Sunday as well. A warm welcome to the race-by-race preview. Paul Lally and Nick Child alongside me. And Nick, not a bad card to get stuck into for a Sunday afternoon.
No, it's not. Looking forward to it as well, actually. I mean, it's the weekend that will lead us into the final Group 1 of the season here in Hong Kong. And I think there's some very competitive racing. So thoroughly looking forward to it.
Paul, Jenny Jackpots, and I think there's a couple of first starters through the program as well.
Yeah, one we'll get to is called Beauty Tycoon. He looks like he'll start quite short. He's trialled well. As far as the jackpots go, there's plenty. There's 1.8 million in the triple trio, 2.4 million in the 6-up win bonus, and also 800,000 going in races 6 and 10 for the first 4 and the quartet merge pool. So some really good jackpots there.
Yep, so we're plenty to get your teeth stuck into at Sha Tin on Sunday. As we dive into the program with the first race, it's Class 5 over 1,200 metres, the Somerset Handicap. And in the lineup, taking you further drops in grade. So too does Victoria General, who got badly checked last start down the side in the race, as well as G1 Excellent. Beaten favourite Visor goes on towards success there as well with Alloy Star, who's coming off what was a fairly basic trial, I thought, leading into with this Alloy Star. There with Holy showcasing Vector, who was much better last time out, was only beaten 1.5, and Super Flames down on a rating of 16. For the first. How does the speed shape up here, Nick, for 1,200?
Well, there's not a great deal of it, Tom, to be honest. Probably good to slow would be the starting point here. The top one taking you further can possibly roll forward, but he's drawn in 11, so he's going to have to cross 1 or 2. Universal Crown and Telecom Missile, I don't think will be too far away. He's actually drawn in gate 2, Telecom Missile, so should get a nice run from there. And G1 Excellent there, caught out on the wing a little bit, Paul, with Little Player and Vector also in the first half.
Yeah, a little bit tricky for G1 Excellent, does like to go forward. But taking you further, I thought he'd lead because he's downgraded. He comes down to the Class 5. He's drawn wide, but he has led in the past. So in this easier grade, I wouldn't be surprised they've just put him in front, out of trouble.
Let's have a look at taking you further. First of all, he spearheads the field here. He last won Paul off a mark of 38, and this was him here back on the inside. Going well enough here.
Yeah, look, this is a lot easier, isn't it? I think that's the key for taking you further. He's in the right grade now. It's just a little draw 11, but he doesn't look like another leader in the race. So I wouldn't be surprised if Vincent Ho is very positive with him and gets him out to the front. And you can see him winning nicely. This was a while ago now, that.
It was, yeah. He's had 4 runs since then, and to his credit, he actually didn't run too badly on a couple of occasions as well. So he's obviously the ideal starting point, isn't he?
Universal Crown coming out of the Douglas White stable. He last start Universal Crown was a little bit awkward out, a little bit slow. He's had to cover some ground around the home turn here, but he finished off well. He hasn't won here at Sha Tin though, just the one win at Happy Valley.
No, he hasn't, and he's a horse who's been racing well, I think, in recent starts. Obviously a couple of thirds there. They have been, as you say, at Happy Valley, so perhaps a little bit of something to prove here, but I do like the combination, White and Hewitson.
Yeah, aren't they going well at the moment? Barrier 4 as well, so that's quite positive. Yeah, just the Sha Tin record put me off a bit. 13 starts there just for that placing.
Telecom Missiles, a horse that's found a bit of form here in Class 5 for Casper Founds and Blake Shin. Drawn Barrier 2, so you'd think he'd get every chance this time round, Paul.
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, he could even lead if taking further didn't want to, or he can just tuck in and get a trail from the inside draw. So another one that'll be right in the right spot, I think, from a barrier number 2. And look, he all but won here, didn't he? He was just swamped late, this horse, and prior to this he had won. So he's a horse that is in form, and the win was here at Sha Tin as well.
Yeah, he certainly obviously is in good form, and I think he ticks a lot of boxes as well, this horse. I mean, he's got a good barrier, he's got a jockey that knows him well, he's a course and distance winner a couple of times. He's one of the more likely ones.
To the trials we go now, and G1 Excellent. He was beaten favourite, as I mentioned before, at 2-1 behind Kung Fu Tea. Was pushed out a little bit in this trial. They've tinkered with the gear here. Visor goes on. It
does, and he's got a tongue tie on as well. I think, look, he was a 2-1 favourite last time. Obviously, got turned over and wasn't, close up. He ran 9th, and as for the trial, I mean, I wasn't overly convinced by his trial, but it was good enough.
Yeah, the best he's done is a third, isn't it? The Visor will go on him. The draw, just a bit tricky, I thought, for 9.
Yeah, that trial was behind 6th Generation. He went well on Wednesday night, didn't he? 6th Generation. Tips for race 1, Paul?
Yeah, I'm going to go with number 5 on top here, which is Telecom Missile. I think the horse is really well placed in this race, and he's in form at the moment. Taking you further, the downgrader, Vector. Better run from him last time. He's been a disappointing horse for sure since he's been here, but that's the best run we've seen. and one step ahead, just needs a bit of luck because he gets back and runs on. So 5-1, 11-9 in an open contest.
It certainly is very open to kick things off. I've also got 5 on top here, Telecom Missile. I think he's just a horse. The fact he's in such good form coming into this, I think will count for plenty. So he'll go on top. Over the top weight, Taking You Further, who should be respected. Obviously, he's down in grade here. Alloy Star I've thrown in. I thought the booking of Zach Purton was definitely a positive. Didn't like his recent trial, mind you, but the jockey booking and the course and distance record, not the worst. And Universal Crown goes in for 4, 5, 1, 8 and 3 for me.
A 5.4 favourite in the form of Vector, who was much better last time out, but he's not done too much here in Hong Kong. He's the favourite for the first Class 5, 1200.